I woke up and they said, it's time for you to start moving around. And that was hard. I mean, I don't think I was 165 pounds, probably 5% body fat. Yeah, I was pretty built, and I was at 125 pounds when I woke up. And I couldn't even lift like a dowel with a 5-pound weight on it. Like I was like, ooh.
So even your upper body was struggling. It was
completely gone. I went from looking healthy to looking like a stick figure. It's pretty bad.
And for the first, how long was it just upper body? I imagine you couldn't move any of your lower body for the time being. I mean, you said you had to.
They made me within that next week after I took that external fixators off. They made me move. They put a trapeze above me, and then they said it's time for you to sit up. You need to transfer into the wheelchair, and then you need to be on a walker. So I had to put the walker down and actually stand on my right leg, and I think that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. Pretty much just trying to get your range of motion. I mean, you go from being broken, literally broken, to having to move at all, because if you don't have range of motion, you're not doing very well. See, my problem is after my wreck, I did everything right on my right side. I ignored the left side because I didn't want to. It took me until 4 years ago is when I got my prosthetic. It took me all that time, 3 years of being in the chair, to get off my butt and finally get on the prosthetic. And the bad thing about that is now that I'm ready to walk and I'm walking now, I have really bad contracture. So pretty much it's like my hip flexors, everything's gone up and out to the side. So now I have to redo my prosthetic to counteract that, you know? And luckily I got it right before the end, because my prosthetic is literally almost diagonal to when it should be straight up. So that was my own fault, and I wish I would have thought of that beforehand, because it would be a lot easier for me to walk now.
What kind of exercises do they have you doing?
You can't do any exercise for it. You pretty much have to lay on your stomach and put your leg up on a pillow. I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. And what's the other one? Oh, yeah, I can tie my legs together to keep it in. And I mean, it's just something that has to be stretched back out over time. And when they say, when I put my leg on, it's pretty much like I have to do like I'm squatting on the ground to bring my leg, one leg forward, one leg back, kind of like a lunge.
So there's hope, though. I mean,
oh yeah. It's just they said it could take 1 to 3 years to stretch it back out. I mean, they said that there's nothing you can do overnight. They can cut it, but that's not, you don't want to do that. You don't want more scar tissue than you already have. See, the bad part is now I have 90% arthritis in my knee and about 80 in my hip. So it's like I'm 70 years old on my right side, because I spent 7 years hopping around.